As we left the lunchroom after a hurried meal, Benny and I came across an argument in the hall. Not so strange, maybe. Kids get into beefs every day, but this time it was Principal Johnson and two guys in tan overalls mixing it up. "You said you had scorpions," said the first man, whose pot belly was so big he seemed to be smuggling a basketball under his outfit. "I do," said Mrs. Johnson, her voice flattered, then mouthed out roadkill. "Those aren't scorpions," whined a second guy, a short dude with 4 arms like Thor. "They are freaks of nature." The whites of his eyes showed all around. The man was clearly spooked. "Keep your voice down," our principal crossed her arms. "Either way, they are pests. You say you get rid of pests." Basketball belly scoffed. "Sure, little bitty ones." "Are you big, tough hombres afraid of vermins?" she said. "We are not afraid of anything," the pot-bellied man growled. "Doesn't look like it to me." Shorty held up his palms. "Lady, we handle bedbugs, spiders, rats, roaches, and termites. I ain't never tackled anything big enough to eat my poodle. Did you see that thing?" Glancing around for eavesdroppers, she charged the pest guy. "Did you see it?" he repeated in a hoarse whisper. "That's way out of our league." "You're saying you won't even try?" Icicles formed on Mrs. Johnson's words. "We're saying this is a job for animal control," said Basketball Belly, hoisting his sprayer onto his shoulder. "Why don't you give them a call?" "Oh, I will," she said, "and don't expect a positive review on Yelp." After exchanging a final round of glares, the men collected their equipment and slouched off down the hall. Mrs. Johnson wheeled on us. "Don't even dream of sticking your noses into it," she said. "Who, us?" said Benny with his best little angel expression. "Animal control will handle this." "Of course," I said, "but if anyone gets stung, tell them to pour soda over the wound. It stops the trauma." Mrs. Johnson sent me a dubious look, which was about the same response the hospital had given us, and we called with the same message. Then she sniffed, spun on her heel, and headed for the office. "Think animal control can handle it?" I asked Benny. He grunted. "Yeah, right." As we paced the playground brainstorming Plan C, I spotted Esme sitting on a low wall with the basketball courts. A thought struck me. Maybe there's another way to approach this. "How do you mean?" asked Benny. "We've been treating the monsters like cats, and it hasn't helped." "True," said Benny, "so now we treat them like scorpions and bring out the bug spray." "Not exactly. I think if we knew more about them, we could try a different approach. Something that works." Benny brightened. "I'm all ears," he said, "except for the parts of me that are eyes, nose, necks, and so forth." I pointed at Miss Minigolf. Maybe she got the key. "Esme," he said, "off key, maybe." "Just follow my lead." I strolled over and sat beside her on the wall. Bunny looked to her other side. "How's it going?" I said. Esme glanced at me sidelong. "You need my help." "The big bad monster experts need my help?" I sighed, much as I hate to admit it. Bunny showed her the picture. He put out his phone and scrolled to the Scorp-Lion photo. "This is what we are dealing with," I said. Esme's face softened. "Oh, cute. Look at their little tails. Bunny and I traded a look over her head. Yeah, I said. We're wondering whether these cuties might have been created by your mom's old boss. She squinted at the image, then wagged her head. Maybe. Whoever it was did a good job. It's not easy splicing insects and mammals. Like mixing peanut butter and garlic, said Bunny. Yeah, but only a million times harder, said Esme, with an eye roll. I bet the DNA isn't even compatible and fascinating, I said, and we love to talk to your mom's old boss about it. She shrugged. I don't know his name. Mom had to sign some agreement that she couldn't discuss her job, even with me. I sighed. So much for that bright idea. Bummer, said Bunny. He made to stand. Well, we... Hang on, I said to Esme, grasping at straws. You must know something about him. A clue to where he lives. Anything? Esme caught a strand of her hair between her lips and chewed it thoughtfully. Well, she said after a pause, he's really rich. Go on, I said. When my mom worked for him, a long black limo took her to and from work every day, and I think it's somewhere in Monte Rosa. That narrows it down, said Bunny. Barely. Esme gazed at the basketball players as she continued to gnaw on her hair. Oh, and he's old, I think, and he might be from another country. Why do you say that? I asked. When things got really bad between them, she once said, I wish that Chato-headed old poop would go back where he came from. That's all I can remember. Chato-headed old poop? An idea itched at the back of my mind. Standing, I said, thanks, that's a big help. It is, said Esme. Then do me a favor. What's that? Asked Penny. A smile drifted across her pale face like a wispy cloud. Introduce me to that red-headed guy playing basketball. Why? I asked. He's dreamy, Esme heavily mustared eyelashes fluttered like a pair of dirty moths trying to take flight. I grimaced. Ew. What? Said Esme. He's cute. Ew, cried Benny and I together as we hustled off before the crudies could catch us. I crawled back to her. Connor's a fifth grader anyway. Connor, she breathed, pausing in a quiet corner of the playground. I told Bunny, see, we really learned something there. That those are nothing but googly-eyed goody magnets, he said. Besides that, I said, she said the monster-making guy was old, rich, and not from around here. Who do we know like that? Bunny frowned. Arnold Schwarzenegger? In Monte Rosa, I said. Cocking his head, Bunny said, well, there's Mr. Churn, who owns all those supermarkets. Yeah, but he's real old, I said. I can't see him making anything stronger than tea. What about Mr. Papadakis, the finance guy? I heard he was so afraid of trick-or-treaters he locked his front gate and hid behind the curtains. I rubbed my jaw. Then in the flash the answer hit us both. The science dude, said Benny. Hanzomon, I said. The guy who wanted new heroes. A strange expression crossed Benny's face. He placed his fingers on temples and shut his eyes. What's wrong? I asked. Headache? I'm having a psychic moment. You can see the future? Had he caught ESP from Miss Freshley, I wondered. My vision is clearing. I see Mr. Hanzomon's office getting a couple of late-night visitors. I smirked. You're some psychic, all right. The great Banzini strikes again.